Okay, our big interview this week, we've got the Senior Director of Operations for SMX. That's our friend Mike Muye. We're going to talk the track designs for the upcoming SMX playoff rounds. We're going to start where we actually have seen this before at ZMAX Dragway in Charlotte, but that was the most mysterious race maybe we've ever seen. Last year, everyone was confused, Mike. So talk about Charlotte, putting those motocross elements in, and are there any differences for this year's event there?
Yeah, so we completely reworked the track, us in conjunction with Dirtworks, and we're racing backwards this time. Still the split start, which would be really cool. It was a fun element that we added last year in the outdoor section, but we learned a lot, in that first year, and we want to open it up and make it even more motocrossy this year. So that was really the goal on all three tracks is bring in more of that motocross raw speed element.
Yeah. So what was the team feedback? You go through this inaugural season, which was a success by, every metric you could use, but then you go back and talk to the teams. What did they say about the tracks, the events, or things that maybe they would want to see for 2024?
There was a lot of excitement. I don't think that any single one of the teams knew what to expect, and that made it fun, both for us, the fans, and for the teams themselves, because they're constantly adjusting and testing and working on the motorcycles even throughout the race weekend. So that's our goal going into 2024 as well, is make these unique. And don't make them cookie cutter, and really test these guys, both the riders and the teams and the mechanics.
Yeah. So, every year you're going to obviously want to make changes, improve, and make these playoff rounds as good as they can be. Can you highlight any of the big changes or kind of the new additions you have for 2024 that you're most excited about?
Yeah, I mean, we've done the split starts, so that's not new. But racing back behind the start gate is something kind of new and unique. In Texas Motor Speedway specifically, I kind of mentioned racing on the natural terrain, but different from Chicagoland, there will be a true mixture of natural terrain versus more Supercross style obstacles placed on the asphalt. So that'll be unique. In Las Vegas, it's basically a blank canvas. That's a very unique facility. It gives us the ability to race almost in a square, as opposed to a long oval in a speedway or a narrow drag strip. So that one's probably the one I'm most excited about. Is it's not very often that we get a blank canvas to design a track on, and so there's a lot of unique obstacles there, a lot of access for the fans in Las Vegas, inside of the track, and being able to see a lot of different unique angles that they wouldn't normally be able to see at a Supercross or even a motocross. So each one has its own distinct feel. Even though both Las Vegas and Charlotte are drag strips, they're not going to look or feel the same, and that's what's cool.
One of the fun things we got to see at some of the races last year was kind of integrating that motocross style, fans on the infield, getting up close to the track, which is obviously something you can't do in a Supercross stadium. And then you were saying you're going to try to take that maybe to an even higher level at this Las Vegas event.
Yeah, exactly, Weed. So we want to take it to the next level with the inside track experience. You can purchase those at smxexperiences.com. It's two platforms, literally 15 feet behind the starting gate. You get close access to the athletes as they're loading the gate, when they take off on the gate, and exclusive access to different portions of the racetrack. So it'll really be a neat experience for everybody.
All right, Mike, get back to work. We'll see these tracks in the flesh in September.
Sounds good, guys. Thanks for having me.
But if you want to watch the racing this weekend from Minnesota, Race Day Live will kick it off, brought to you by motorsport.com at 10:30 Eastern Time. The schedule is a little different this weekend. Normally we're at 10. It'll be 10:30, and the first moto will take place at 1:30, not the normal 1 o'clock time. And that is all to fit into a live NBC window. The first moto of the day will be 450 Moto 1. That's at 1:30. That's on NBC. Of course, you can watch everything, 450s and 250s, on SMX Video Pass outside the United States or on Peacock. Pivotal race coming up in Minnesota.
Hi folks, Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.